Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where my dog is currently staring at me weirdly. Why? Today we are covering Action Comics 172, Lois Lane, Witch, which sounds a lot more fun than the story actually is. Like Lois is going to have magical powers and be screwing with people. The screwing with people part is actually pretty true. The rest of it's not. You see, Lois takes Clark's clothes to the laundromat because they're all wrinkly. Why are they wrinkly? Well, he's Superman. He throws off his clothes constantly into a bundle. Because when you're a superhero, you don't have time to neatly fold your clothes. Brainiac's invading the city. Which one day he'll do. One glorious day. But it is not this day. Remember, when somebody has wrinkly, bunched up clothes, it's not because they're lazy and they don't do ironing, it's because they're a superhero who don't have the time to fold their clothes when they throw them off. So Lois basically breaks into his apartment. Well, she probably has a key. Didn't get his permission though, or his consent. But she finds an interesting little, they constantly refer to it as a jewel. It's later referred to as a talisman. To me, it looks like a belt buckle. And Lois decides to just take it, so now she's stealing as well. So we're adding up to these crimes, Lois. And once she takes that, it turns into like a bad luck story, which we've had maybe 3 of in Superman. The one I mainly remember is the guy with the Irish name having bad luck, and I forget the reasoning of it, but it happened. I think Superman's had bad luck because of something that happened. Here, everything like Lois is in or touches nearly kills her, like the elevator cable snapping or her putting her hand on a railing that immediately breaks off. So Superman has to be way more close to her than usual. I mean, he's generally following her because he always assumes that Lois is going to end up in trouble, mainly because that's what she does. It's not a complaint to Lois. You go get those stories however you want to. Though I kind of wish you would make yourself less of the story. Calm down, Lois. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. That was contradictory. The dog is looking at me again. But eventually he kind of figures out what's happening and starts talking about this jewel or talisman that belongs to him, like we know what the hell he's talking about. I guess we know what he's talking about, but we've never seen it before in all 78 issues of Superman and now 172 issues of Action Comics. I cannot speak for either the newspaper strip or the Superboy comics, but I feel pretty confident of that because eventually, in the middle of the story, we get the origin story of this talisman. It was built by Jor-El. It releases a beam that destroys iron, specifically to take out asteroids or anything that could cause collision with the ship as it's being shot out. And he's been keeping this talisman on him, apparently, for his whole life. It has an on and off switch, which I guess got turned off when it crash landed. So Jonathan and Martha Kent didn't get in a horrible accident driving away after the spaceship crashed in the field. But Lois accidentally turned it on. So now he's going to have to switch it instead of confronting her about stealing something that belonged to Clark. I guess if he goes, hey, that belonged to Clark Kent, she might be suspicious. So we come to this point where it feels like the story has been concluded, except it's 2/3 of the way through the story. When I was going back through the story right before covering this and getting the images for it, I thought the story was indeed over because I don't read the what I wrote till after I get the images, which honestly is probably not the best idea sometimes. But Lois wants to use her Jinx, as it were, for the good. So she goes after like criminals and corrupt businessmen and is following them around. But Superman's already switched out the talisman, so he is once again forced to just keep up an act while doing everything from the shadows or just moving really fast. You can't see him, including making these Jinx things happen to these people Lois is around. But Lois is still upset about being a Jinx, so Superman pretends he has restored her by making a massive cube/prism that creates a rainbow that hits her. As in actual lights and rainbow, not like an actual rainbow beam that does destruction. Now, that would be impressive. This is also kind of odd because we saw him do this in Lana Lang stories about Superboy. in the final story I covered yesterday in Superman. It was one of the things he was actually using it to seemingly stop criminals. In fact, they were running in terror from the rainbow, so maybe it can shoot a rainbow beam. And this makes Lois believe she's no longer Jinx, which she hasn't been for a while now. And then the story can end. It lost a lot of its motive and momentum in the first 2/3 of the story. But hopefully one day we do actually get a Lois Lane witch story, because that sounds delightful. Okay, that is it from Action Comics 172, Lois Lane Witch. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And do you want to take bets we're never going to see this talisman that's supposedly on him all the time ever again? Because I doubt we will. Okay, have a great day.